So, okay, in my haste to make this video, I totally forgot to mention that, hey, there's going to be spoilers in this video for episode 5 of Spy X Family. If you have not watched Spy X Family, or you have not seen episode 5 yet, please go watch the anime. It's absolutely amazing. Go read the manga. It's absolutely wonderful. And without further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. I was about to say movie. Alright, so I've been watching Spy X Family recently, and by God, it is the most amazing anime I've ever seen. Everything from the art direction to like the writing, the music. Oh my God, the music. The music is absolutely amazing. And not to say that the manga isn't good. If you guys haven't checked it out, please check out the manga. It is so good. Look at this. I mean, quite literally, look at this. Look at this panel right here. It is good. And there are so many other bonus panels and bonus things that you can get out of the manga that you just don't see in the anime because honestly, it really wouldn't fit. But today, we're not here to talk about how good the manga is or the anime is like as a whole because you guys probably already know that. You guys are probably already watching the anime. You guys are probably already reading the manga because it's so dang good. We're here to talk about a very specific episode, episode 5. And the reason I want to talk about this episode is because I think this episode captures everything that's good about the manga. I feel like it stays true to Tatsuya Endo's core message. In the manga, he even says, "I'm a big fan of movies and anime where the characters are hiding who they really are. I love the tension of will they be discovered and the anguish of them wanting to reveal their secrets but not being able to. There isn't any of that in this manga, but I hope you'll enjoy it anyway." But it is so good. It is by far, I don't know if I could call it my favorite episode because every episode is really good. It is definitely one of the strongest episodes and one of the most anime original episodes out of every episode that has come out so far, with the exception of possibly episode 11, although there are some things in episode 11 and there are some things throughout the anime that like I feel like the manga does a little bit better. For the most part, the anime is 1 for 1. And episode 5 is the first time we actually see like what the directors, the writers, and the cinematographers and artists are really capable of when they take something and just run with it, right? They stretch it out, and this could have easily been one of those things where like they did this and you know, it's kind of like, why, right? Like, what does it add? What does it do? But in this instance, it adds so much. It shows so much. And it is just really cool to look at. And plus, it creates one of the most hype songs I have heard in an anime in a long time. So, without further ado, and I really want to get into this, we are going to break down episode 5. I am not going to go into too much detail. I do want to highlight the major differences between the manga and the anime just to emphasize how well the anime took this chapter, which is chapter 6 of the manga, and really show how good this anime is. And for the most part, I just want to freaking gush and rant and express my love for this episode because it is such a good episode. Really quickly, before we get started, I do want to say just a few things here, right? So, first and foremost, episode 5 was directed by Kenji Takahashi and written by Tomomi Kawaguchi. I probably butchered those names, and I apologize for that. Up until this point, the anime has been pretty much 1 for 1, with little embellishments here and there, but for the most part staying true to the manga, right? And then we hit this episode, and oh my God, like for the most part the beginning starts the same with a few little swaps here and there. The first major difference comes right here where they are just walking down the street. Anya steps on some poop, Yor's bracelet breaks, and while this is like, oh wow, this is just a little bit of a comedic moment, the main difference comes from the conversation happening between the chief and the assistant here, who is just managing the operation and trying to report the information of Twilight's success. Really, this is where it changes. This is where they start adding their own stuff, because as we'll see later on and throughout the episode, this conversation of Twilight is the best of the best and can do anything is what allows everything to unfold and gives the assistant the power to literally say yes to everything Twilight asks. This is different from the manga, where we actually only see the chief and the assistant twice, once at the beginning and once at the end for a little joke. In the beginning, they're just filling dialogue throughout the panels. But in the anime, the assistant is actually worried about the operation. And the chief is casual about it and reassures the assistant that everything's going to be fine because Twilight is the best of the best. This is what allows everything to unfold later in the episode and what allows for a beautiful setup at the end. Following these two changes, the anime and manga pretty much play one for quite a while. We get to see Mr. Henderson, we get to see Yor have her little fantasy. There are subtle differences here and there and little embellishments throughout, but for the most part it is one for one. We get to see Anya having a cute little dance, and then from there the dinner happens and the celebration begins. We don't really get the major difference up until this point, where Anya asks to be a spy. Now, for the most part, this scene plays out pretty much like the manga. It's one for, again, the most part. But the major difference really comes here in this dialogue choice. And this is where we start becoming an anime original. This dialogue change right here, this scene right here, is what cascades everything. Anya wants to be a spy in a castle. Fine, let's make it happen. But also, don't you have a government agency that can do stuff about it? Yeah, I guess I'll ask. And this is where the assistant comes back. She was told that Twilight is the best of the best, anything for success, and boom, she's just like, yeah, you need agents? Got you. Oh, you need a castle? Got you, right? She's just coming in and just being like, yup, yeah, get it. It's your Twilight, right? You're the best of the best, anything for success. And oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. It paid off. The dialogue change in the beginning and the dialogue change right here is what cascades all of these events. Like in the manga, you do see some of these scenes and stuff like that scattered out, but it's very, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here. In the anime, they're like, we're gonna explain it. We're gonna get you a plane. Go and fly across the country. Do what you gotta do, man. And the anime really takes its time to explain everything that the manga didn't, and at the same time enhance everything about the manga. Oh, it's so good, it's so beautiful. And we get to see all of this, and we get to see these beautiful character moments, and then we get the most hype song in the episode. From the intro to the ending, we get a hype song that is so good, and it just leads to these events. And if you haven't watched this episode by now, if you're not watching the episode right now, go watch the episode because it's so good. But this whole sequence of events is so action-packed. It is hype. It is the hype. Oh man. And then we get to the Yor fight. And while this also happens in the manga, and this is pretty much one for one, I feel like I need to talk about it only for the simple fact that this fight is so good. Like, you feel the weight. Like, you see it, and it's visually stunning in the manga. But the anime really took it a step further with the sound effects and the animation. It hits you, and you're like, holy, oh man. And then everything else pretty much one for one up until we get to the end. We get a beautiful moment with Anya and Lloyd that is like anime only. We get it in the manga as well, but it really takes a visual effect here in the anime. And then we come up with the ending, where this last little tidbit of the beautiful joke of the assistant being like, we did it for peace. I said yes to everything because I was told. And she's like, this is very expensive. And she gives it to the chief, and he's like, what is this? And she's like, that is correct. I said that is correct. And all I could think of was Fez from that 70s show where he's all like, I said good day. I said good day. And it's like all I could think of. I was like, that is a beautiful joke. And in the manga, we just see it as more like, oh my goodness, the assistant's actually shocked with how much everything cost. Whereas in the anime, it's more like the assistant's like, oh, well, you know, you told me he was the best of the best, so I did that. But for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole entire episode. Run down, very short, condensed. I honestly just wanted to gush and rave about this because it is such a beautiful show. It's such a beautiful anime and manga, and it's such an amazing and well done episode that I couldn't help but want to just talk about it. And that was the real purpose of this video, is just for me to talk about something that I loved and enjoyed and wanted to share with all of y'all and get y'all's opinions. Kenji Takahashi and Tomomi Kawaguchi did an amazing job in both directing and writing this episode. The animators did a wonderful job with the animation and just the visual effects going on all around this episode. And major props to No Name. The music was just absolutely amazing. No Name did a really good job. Props to Ayaka Tashibana, IJ, and Makoto Miyazaki. They did an absolute stellar job in creating Insert Song TBD. Can't believe that's the name of the song. Major props to everyone in the animation department. Kazuyaki Shimada and Kyoji Asano did an amazing job in both animating and creating the anime direction for this. Real quickly, I didn't really get to talk about the opening song or the ending song. I don't know if I want to do a whole video about the opening song and ending song. They are really well done, really good, and their backstories are really interesting. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, because the opening song is done by Satoshi Fujihara, who's part of the band Official Hinge Dandism, and the song is called Mixed Nuts, while the ending song is Comedy by Gen Hoshino. And I just gotta say, these two songs are absolutely beautiful and amazing. The ending song really makes me cry every single time I listen to it. I literally just lied in bed just listening to the song, just absorbing the feels. They are really well composed, really well done, and I highly recommend that you check them out. Other than that, I do guys want to thank you so much for watching this video and for being absolutely amazing. If you guys want to, you guys can catch me over on the Amazon on the purple channel right there if you want to catch some of my live stuff. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and all that other stuff to see pictures or what my random thoughts of the days are. Obviously, you guys can hit the subscribe button, like. If you want to comment down below what your favorite episode of Spy X Family was, and or your favorite moment. And with that, I just want you guys to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, be beautiful, be amazing, and don't forget to be awesome 100%. I thank y'all. You have a good one. Bye-bye. Okay, so hold on. Real quickly, I totally forgot that I did this, but I actually calculated the difference between the anime and the manga. So, without the intro and the outro of the anime rounds up to about 20 minutes, 24 seconds. Now, I calculated all of the moments within the anime that are not in the manga, and that ended up being about 11 minutes and 39 seconds. So roughly the anime is about 57% original, so that's a lot. And I just calculated the difference between anime and manga. What the fuck am I doing with my life?